Yeah, it sure has been a nice 3 months of absolutely nothing happening. We wake up in our room yet again, bright sunshiny day, our dad Gremio's asking us what happened, but nothing happened. It's all... Wait. Last time nothing happened. Something happened after that, and it was also a lot of something. Alright, well, I'm gonna go down and check on Matthews so he can tell me that absolutely everything is a-okay and there's nothing I need to worry about. Alright, Matthew, who's not in his room? Are you in the war room? Oh, hey, look at that, it's Flick. How's it been? It's been a... Oh, right. Nobody told Flick. Right, that's all well and good. Oh, shoot. Usually I have my my Odessa ready, but she's in the backpack. I mean, bathroom, yes, for months on end. Oh, Odessa didn't tell you about her brother. Wow, she really did hate him. I'm guessing you didn't get invited to anything important, right, Matthew? Well, she's kind of... Oh, okay, Matthew's just gonna spell it out. Alright, sure, why not? Wait, Sanchez, haven't you been here for months? I heard she was missing for 3 months. Okay, Matthew did kind of, you know, give away the important parts. The actual secrets of the situation. The rest, whatever, it's fine. Might as well at this point. She was thinking of the future, by which we mean she saved a kid who we haven't seen since and never will again. Hold me back! Hold me back! Okay, so in case you're wondering why... Oh! Humphrey spoke! Well, anyway, in case you're wondering why Flick is so mad, well, he and Odessa were kinda lovers, so that would be why he's not taking this news well at all. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, no, don't worry, I get you, Sanchez. It's understandable that he's very, very mad about his lover being dead. That being said, we should follow him because he's a pretty good warrior and we could use his help, so... Victor's gonna join us and we're going to go to Kaku. We're not going to put anyone else in the party just because... we don't need to, it's just a boat ride across the lake, so no problems here. If you really need to fit anybody in the party, I guess you could ask Sanchez, but again, it doesn't really matter unless now you're choosing to do side quests, which, technically speaking, yes, this is when I did side quests. Wait, is it? No, yeah, because you can't actually change characters until you do that conversation. Anyway, though, here we are in Kaku, and the... Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. So say hello to the editing process. That NPC got in the way, so I left and came back in because that would have been better footage if not for that. Would have been better to just leave and come back and pretend that didn't happen, but whoops, screwed that up. I'll have to fix that for the non-com version, but I guess in this case you're gonna see the entire thing. Oh man, editing, it's so exciting, isn't it? Anyway though, these guys around wearing the yellow bandanas are the other Liberation Army members. Some of them are kind of with Flick and hate us a lot. Others not so much. In fact, the majority seem at least neutral with Mir, if not sympathetic. So yeah, you can talk to them, but of course the most important person here is in this house. It's Flick. We came here to talk to him. So yeah, Flick, you're understandably angry that, you know, your lover or fiance or whatever died, so, you know, Victor, it's not your fault. Oh, okay. Flick also said that. Apparently he had some time to calm down, which is nice. Alright, so I guess taking a walk outside really did help him. Okay, now you're going too far in the other direction, Flick. I mean, granted, I don't know where the heck you were when the Liberation Army base was raided, because you were supposed to be holding down the fort, and you weren't there at all, but it's still not your fault. Completely. Okay, so, we're gonna be the... No. We'll be Liberation Army North, and you can be Liberation Army South. Does that sound good? No, or we could just all go to Lake Torren. Okay, well, either way, I get the good part of the castle, so there. I was there first, I get the coolest parts of it. So basically all of it. I mean, I guess you can get the basements. I'm not that keen on the basements. Anyway, though, as I said before, yeah, that's all you have to do in Kaku, so unless you plan on heading out for extra characters, I would just take Victor and go there and back. So, now that Flick's joined our side, fingers crossed we can have another 3 months of complete peace, but I get the feeling we're in the middle of an arc now. So we're gonna go back to the Situation Room and see how everyone's doing. Oh wow, this is a pretty cool song. Did you bring this, Flick? Did you get a boombox? Yes, thanks, Sanchez. Your contribution is appreciated. Well, Matthew is a lot more confident about this one. Alright, well, if Matthew's fine with it, let's go. We're gonna prepare to depart. So, already, it's time for our second major battle. This time, we're going to be going to the Fortress of Garon, which, if you've forgotten, is to the south, this spot. This is where we recruited Kai, in case you've forgotten. So, this time around there's no acting general, meaning this is supposed to be the battle where you kinda just learn that generals help their armies a lot. Here's the thing though, I did 2 attempts of this, because I got steamrolled in the first one. I didn't die, it was just a really, really bad round, because neither of my thieves helped at all. They only stole money, and I basically did every wrong answer. So yeah, in addition, the RNG seems to have stayed the same even after loading the game, which did mean that I could at least, you know, try and maybe not get wiped out. I don't think I did the best counter for what's coming next, but I figured there's a chance that they might do the same thing they did the other time, so I just powered up my charge, and I believe that means they're going to be using charge as well, right? Because I think I used archers the first time around, and then they charged, and that didn't go well. Yeah, they did charge, so at the very least I powered up my charge attack, meaning I'll take losses, but not horrible ones. Other than sheer stupid luck, though, this should be an easy battle because, again, no acting general, they don't have very good numbers. Unlike in most major battles, we outnumber them, so even if you take a few losses, you should be fine. At this point, I probably should have, tried recruiting them. It might have succeeded, it might not have, who knows, but, we might as well bring over a few dudes. We've not seen that succeed yet. Either way, though, this is going to wipe them out. And that's why I said we should have recruited them. I was actually going to try merchants in the round after this, but nope, they died. Horribly at that. Alright, and that's the Fortress of Garon, meaning we can pass this bridge now, so we can go to the southwestern portion of the map. Yeah, I'm fine. I didn't even charge into battle. Okay, Pawn, now you're just getting a bit greedy. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna agree with Matthew like 90% of the time. We don't know what we're up against, and we did kind of beat them fairly badly. Okay, well, Flick is gonna do this anyway. Alright, well, here's our third major battle. Flick and Pawn are confident, but I'm not too trusting of what they think over the, I don't know, strategist of the army? Okay, so this is Scarlatia Castle, meaning this time we're going up against Milik Oppenheimer. Matthew is super hesitant about this, so, thieves, don't fail me now. Kryn, I swear to God. Oh, for fuck's sake, Kryn. Those are now my least favorite words. Okay, can we at least tempt some of these guys over with some merchants? I mean, we've completely fucked up otherwise, but maybe this'll work. God damn, I hate you all. Alright, well, Milik seems like he'd be a mage, so maybe we'll start with archers and get lucky? Alright, Cooks attack! Fuck him up! Oh no, he's lagging the emulator! And that's most of our army fucking dead! And that's why you listen to Matthew! Yeah, no, we're getting out of there. There's no way you can win that battle. 'Cause that will happen. First turn every time. Okay, so, that didn't go well at all. I guess the lesson here is don't listen to Flick and Pawn because they have the worst ideas. Oh, and Victor's gonna force his way into the party. Again. Anyone else? Oh, of course you'd be here, Flick. Alright, well, Grandma, you wanna come along as well? 'Cause you always do. I mean, look, I like you, Gremio, but like, this is gonna be 4 party members, jeez. Well, I mean, the rest of the party, but still. Look, I still want my nerd dad here. I still want my nerd axe dad. I'll never leave him behind. Ooh, look at you. I didn't have an axe dad, so I don't think you should either. I'm Victor. Oh, let me think about that. No. Yes, so, yeah, that's 4 of our 6 party members chosen. That's one thing I'm not huge on with Suikoden 1, is there are just a lot of moments where we don't have really our own choice of party, but anyway, here's the party we're going to be taking. Of course, Fusulu won the vote. I kind of figured he would, because a man dressed with a tiger pelt, I don't know, I just got the feeling that that would go over well. I gave him a killer rune which should up his critical, but also he's not the best at crits either. One of the sources I use recommends that you use the Gale rune to increase his speed, and honestly that would help as well. Like, anything that kind of makes up for his deficiencies and just makes his incredible strength and defense better, that's pretty good. Pawn, of course, still a pretty good attacker. Oh, and here's Quincy. No, it's totally me. Just me on this one. I'm really good. When you have a few recruits, say 36 more. The translation. Anyway, as I was saying, Pawn's pretty good since he still has the Talisman attack with Gremio, and of course the Boar rune, though Talisman attack doesn't dizzy you. Here we have a town, and by the way, surprise, we're going to be making a little story progress, but that's going to be later on. Most of this is going to be the recruitment episode that I thought I'd do last time, but then realized I'd have to go to an entirely new section of the map in order to do this, so I figured it would just be awkward to do this in the previous episode. We do, however, have a very important character here. This is Hellion. Now, she of course is going to join us, but more importantly, she gives us a special item. Oh, alright. I guess we have all the advantages here. Let's recruit her. Now, I think she's either you need a certain number of recruits, or you need to be at a certain level of castle. I've actually completely forgotten by this point. It's been a little while since I wrote out the thread notes, but you should be able to see what you need to recruit her. Anyway, as she mentioned, we get the Blinking Mirror. Give that to Mir immediately, because the Blinking Mirror allows you to go straight back to Torin Castle, provided you are outside a town or dungeon. Meaning, yes, at this point, you're now able to just yo-yo yourself back and forth between the castle and wherever you need to go. It's extremely good. We're also going to want to nab the yellow flower and paints, as well as a killer crystal. You're going to want to put that in your own shop. And let's see, 150 bits. Ooh, that's pricey. Anyway, I haven't described Flick yet, have I? I didn't get much outside of Pawn. Talisman attack and Boar rune are both good. Pawn's good for strength. That is most of my party, actually. Anyway, Flick is also a really good character. You might have noticed I gave him the lightning rune pieces, because, of course, his nickname, being Lightning Flick, is actually pretty fitting because he starts with that lightning rune. I was planning on giving him one, but I forgot that he starts with one by default, so yeah, it is removable, but he's good with it because it's attacking magic. Of course, he's not the best mage because he's slightly more of a physical attacker, but it's not half bad at all. And of course, the Thunder Rune pieces just make him do more damage. Depends. Oh, okay, he can just read what level I am. Okay, that's good and cool. So yeah, that's Aikai. Once we level up 11 more times, we'll be able to recruit him. Of course, this game being the way it is, there's not a set point where you'll have that level, but you will probably be at that level at a certain point, unless you avoid fights. Or fight too much, though. It's a little harder to get him early than it is late. I believe... is this one of the better smiths? I think it might be. Alright, so anyway, that's plot. But here we have a smith that can take our weapon levels past level 9 to level 12. He is unfortunately not someone we can recruit. However, level 12 weapons. That's the only explanation you need. It's really good, and especially now that you have the blinking rune, it's less convenient to, like, teleport your way over here and then go back if you want to upgrade any new character weapons, but you can do that if need be. Of course, it'll be better when we get the level 12 blacksmith, but, you know, for the time being, this works. Anyway, I haven't actually talked about my party composition. You might have noticed the fact that I have 4 short-ranged units. Yeah, that's not a huge problem just because, thanks to Pawn having the Boar Rune and the Talisman attack, he can attack from the back row because, you know, runes ignore rows, as do Unite attacks. Fusulu, though, yeah, he pretty much has to stay in the front because he doesn't have any sort of advantage. Victor could also go in the back, as could Flick, but of course, if he runs out of spell slots, then he'd be completely useless. You might have also noticed that Fusulu's a little behind in terms of levels and doesn't have amazing armor, so he took a fair bit of damage despite being a defensive character. Anyway, Mad Ivy is surprisingly damaging, especially, you know, as I said before, if you don't have upgraded armor, they can be pretty tricky, and they don't give you much experience. Unless you're Pawn, who is way behind. And 600 bits, so yeah, not really the best enemies to fight, because they'll do a lot of damage. They can, of course, take a fair bit of beating as well. So, yeah, not really my favorite enemies to fight. They're not very rewarding, and they sap a bit of your strength. Okay, so, Milik Oppenheimer has apparently committed the crime of renaming the towns, and people are really grumpy about it. I don't like Beard Blanche. The previous name was better. Anyway, half the army just died because of his poisonous pollen, but, you know, he changed the name of the town, and that is just unforgivable. So, over here we have a new character. This is Mina. She's a dancer, and we can recruit her right now. So, remember way back when we first arrived in Torin Castle and we picked up those toe shoes from the chest? And how I told you to keep them on Mir? This is why you need them to recruit Mina, because we're going to ask her to join, and her requirement for joining is that she wants us to dance with her. If you don't have the toe shoes, this will not be successful. If you do, though, Mir still kinda dances like garbage. I love how everyone has unique sprites for this, like the sitting and clapping villagers, and of course Mina's animations are fucking amazing. I love that dance. It's extremely good. Lots of spinning, which is like 80% of dance, right? And Mir's just like, I can turn around. Check me out. I can turn. I can face upward, downward, anyway. Just make sure it's a cardinal direction, cause I don't do diagonals. Anyway, thanks to the toe shoes, Mina joins. And if you're wondering where you might get toe shoes if you don't have them, this town actually sells them, so you can pick some up. That being said, you know, while it's easy enough to get them, why spend the money if you don't have to? Besides, the toe shoes are decent enough items. It's nice that we'll be able to replace them now if need be, but they are good enough items that they might actually fit people. So this is Esmeralda, and, we're not planning on kidnapping her. I don't know why she got that idea, but she also has a demand for her kidnapping. She wants us to find her some opal, and then we can quote-unquote kidnap her? I mean, I'm not actually planning on doing that, so I guess we do have to find the opal, but still, I don't think she knows how that works. Rich people sometimes, let me tell ya. Anyway, we can't get opal yet, but we will unfortunately be getting it soon. And I say unfortunately because cough cough random drops. Anyway, let's ignore that because here we have an armor store. Not only does it have good armor, it also has Chapman, and considering the fact that he is a unique character, I think you know what that means. Yep, we are finally going to have an armor vendor. Absolutely recruit him. Again, I forget the requirements off the top of my head, so cough cough read the thread. I think he might be the, actually no, he might just join you. Anyway, we do want to buy the armor here, however, so don't boot me out. I know Wyatt has to boot you out, so it can bring in the new guy, but still. Some damn good armor here. Ooh, benefits basically everyone. Ninja suit's extremely good, as are the toe shoes. Rose brooch is an item that very few people can use. That being said, you'll probably be able to guess who can use it. And then we were all killed by pollen. Yeah, no, actually... Okay, I was joking, but that probably was terrifying, actually. Hey, we're gonna nail our complaints to your castle. Oh, most of us are dead now. Okay. So yeah, nothing too good in the item shop. Though you might need the needle because some enemies around here do use the balloon status, and this is the point in which you're probably going to be losing your pointed hat, meaning you're going to be losing your resistance to needle, or balloon rather. Anyway, I don't know why the recruit dialogue was different there, other than the fact that it's Jean, but yeah, for some reason it's recruit into Entourage. I believe she's actually the one who needs the castle upgrade. Anyway, yeah, that's Jean. Now we have a rune mistress. Jean's not playable in this game, but, you know, we now have somewhere to equip runes at the castle, and since we already have the item shop there that sells plenty of runes by this point, this is the point at which we're just super convenient. In fact, like, everything's now extremely convenient because we have a quick way to get back to towns and then back to the castle. We have every vendor by this point? I mean, I guess I wouldn't count the blacksmiths in this case. We still haven't gotten all of them, but we've got armor, we've got items, we've got runes, pretty much everything you need. Again, all we need is better blacksmiths, and we're good to go. Anyway, we're pretty much done exploring the town, right? Yep, indeed. Okay, so we'll be leaving for the time being. And we've got one more town to check out. Now, at this point, if you want, you can just enter the various locations in this section of the map, and that'll just make for, like, really convenient travel points. I'm not gonna do that just because I don't mind the walk. It gives me stuff to talk about while I do it, but, you know, if you do want to get to places faster, that's a good way to do it. Just take the time now, enter them. You can't do anything there anyway. You might as well just have the teleport point. Alright, so, item shop. I know two of the things here, but is there anything... Oh, there's an earth crystal. I don't really think we've checked out earth magic much, because Aileen starts with it, but yeah, I don't think I've actually used it. Earth magic is very much a defensive sort of magic. Actually, Hellion starts with the upgraded Earth rune, so, oh fuck. Anyway, I'll talk about those later. This is Jabba. He will apparently do anything we want if we find something he can't appraise. We can recruit him now. Well, almost. We need one special item. Ugh. There's Bud over there. There's this lady. What do you have to say? So a lot of people are talking about this pharmacist. I guess we'll be getting to that soon, but first we're gonna have two more characters to recruit. One is less annoying to recruit than the other. Alright, so in this inn, if we go upstairs, there's a unique character. Over here, we have lots. Oh, the cat Mina, just like the dancer Mina, who's also in this game. We don't really see the cat very much, so it's not that confusing, but still. Anyway, we can actually find your cat, and pretty easily at that. So, I say we test out the blinking mirror. But first, if we try to use it here... we are outside, though. Oh well, anyway, yeah, it can only be used on the map, but it's fine. Still easy enough to use. So we use the blinking mirror, and we're back. Oh, and would you listen to that? We didn't enter the castle by boat, so it's not a castle upgrade yet, but the music did change, meaning once we leave and come back, we'll have a new castle on our hands. That being said, before we do that, the cat is in Kaku. The cat, not the thing we're going to want Jabba to upgrade, or, not upgrade, identify. Alright, meow. Meow! It's a fancy cat, you see. Okay, so we could blinking mirror back, but, again, we have a castle upgrade, therefore it's better to go by boat and get that out of the way. Of course, I won't be exploring the castle in this part, unfortunately, but, yep, check it out! It's still a giant pile of rocks, but it's our giant pile of rocks. And as I said before, the music, it's really good now. I love this version of the song so much, and I wish I could stand around here longer so you could listen to it, but it's just so upbeat. I love it. It's an extremely good song, and the one before was good, but this one's just amazing. During editing, I repeatedly just did nothing and listened to the music instead. Not the best use of my time, but it was also the best use of my time. Anyway, out here on the world map, we want to look for an enemy named the Holly Fairy. Not this guy, this is a creeper. Creepers have like a small attack where they just hit you, but they also have a vor attack where they hit you 3 times for small amounts of damage, but that's still 3 hits. Anyway, Holly Fairies have the items we need, and I forgot to look up the percentage, but we're looking for a rare drop. I hate rare drops, and I'm pretty sure I talked about this plenty of times in Final Fantasy IV. I remember distinctly talking about it during the rainbow pudding section, but I fucking hate rare drops a whole lot. They're the worst thing, they've never been good in any game ever. And in this case, the Nameless Urn has a 1.7% chance of dropping, and funny story, there's also a needle that has a 1.7% chance of dropping. I got that more often. And there's also the magic robe, which is a piece of equipment. 0.92% chance of a drop. Guess what I found before the Nameless Urn? In both a failed take of this, because it just took too long and I thought I was getting, too much experience and money. Not that money matters too much, and my inventory was getting filled, so I just decided I would restart and then talk to Jabba and Lots, and then do this on the return trip. I got a magic robe in that run, I think maybe twice. I think I might have actually gotten 2 magic robes, probably because the game is spiting me. And in this run, I'm pretty sure I also got a magic robe. Thankfully, it didn't take me too long to actually get the Nameless Urn this time around, but still, I'm pretty sure the game was spiting me. Oh, and by the way, if you ask for money, you only get 100 bits for it, so absolutely do not do that, because if you do that, you get a shit amount of money, and you have to find another Nameless Urn. Of course, now that I've gotten the required one, I'm pretty sure if I ever run into and kill more Holly Fairies, a Nameless Urn is just going to drop. That's just how it's going to work. I know it already. That's what's going to happen. Anyway, this is Lot. She's a really good mage. She's got the same problem as Luke in that she's a short-ranged character who shouldn't be short-ranged, but also that means she's completely dependent on magic. But at the same time, she's really good at magic, and by the end, she's going to have a lot of spell slots, so definitely give her a second-tier elemental magic once you get one of those. None have been sold just yet, but I think you might be able to remove Hellions, and if you can, maybe consider it. I'd personally give her a attack magic, but The more defensive or, like, buffing earth element spells, those are all pretty good. Anyway, we're looking for Lucan, and he is way down the river. See that flashing dot? We want to go there. That being said, we can't go there even if we want to because... rapids! There isn't even a period there. I love that translation so much, it's just... rapids. Anyway, this is a really slow boat ride, so... whoop! And we're back in Recon. Once you return after checking at the... rapids, then the characters will wonder, what do we do now? So that's all we get. If you want any more information, you have to talk to townspeople to maybe get a clue, or you could be like me and explore everything else beforehand to scope out who might be able to help us with this conundrum. And as it turns out, someone in Tayan can help us. So if you'll remember, there's a fairly angry-looking guy in here who kinda shooed us out because we didn't really have any business with him. This is Gen. And we do actually have something. We do have business with him. We need a boat that can beat the rapids. Oh, sorry. Rapids. So, Gen is a shipbuilder, but while he can build a good ship, you can't just pass rapids with a good boat. You're also going to need a pretty good piece of engineering. So, of course, we're going to go to an alchemist. Alright, so, Gen's going to join the party, meaning 5 of our 6 character slots are taken up by required party members. So sorry, Fusulu, but you're gone for the time being. Thankfully, this is only temporary. Alright, so, Gen isn't really amazing. He's very similar to Sansuke, and in fact, he actually has a Unite attack with him. Again, I don't remember all the Unite attacks, but, you know... in thread, yada yada. That being said, Gen kinda sucks at the moment. He's at a decent level, but also his weapons and armor and whatnot all suck. So, yeah, if you have one of the characters you can unite him with, he's decent, but if you want to use him in the long run, you're gonna have to equip more stuff. Anyway, this is his neighbor Commandol, who would really prefer to be left alone, but Gen's not having that. Oh yeah, just berate him. That's how you'll get him to help. Oh, I see. Reverse psychology. Yeah, I kinda figured that would be the only thing that could beat the rapids. So you want to know what alchemy means in this context? It means he does work with oil, and has made an engine. Some sort of bizarre metal contraption run by burning oil? Hey. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but you know what? We put our faith in the elevator, and that helped us far more than I thought it would. So you know what? I think we should try this witchcraft as well. I like Promilam. That's a good town name. And I love that Commandol is all for the new town name. Commandol, the only person who likes Milk Oppenheimer's naming scheme. But how is that even going to fit out the door? So, yeah, remember what I was saying about Suikoden 1 and how it takes up party member slots? Guess what? All 6 members are taken up. you can't have anyone of your choice in the party. That's real great, right? That's fun and good. Thankfully, this is only for a very short amount of time. We only need to take them to the other town to finish the boat, and then we're good. Anyway, now we've got Command all in, and that also means we have a required 4 short-ranged characters. So if you thought I was being ridiculous by taking that many short-range characters, guess what? The game forces you to do that anyway. And guess what? Unless you use the blinking mirror, you're also going to have a team that is definitely useless because there's no way Commandal or Gen are able to do anything from the back row. Again, Victor and Flick, yes. Those two, no. Thankfully, I didn't get into any battles along the way. Oh, and we just walked across that man. Oh yeah, let me just take that out of my... Oh, Flick just took it out of his pockets. I like to think Flick was the only one carrying it, and also while everyone was running on ahead, Flick was like fighting off hordes of monsters on his own. And we kinda just ignored him while he did that. And that's why we weren't in any battles. But off-screen, Flick went up like 10 levels. Sure is tough watching Flick carry an engine. Alright, I'm going to bed. Me and my non-aching back. Well, why would I know? Hey, you just woke up. Do you know how those two are doing? Okay, to be fair, that's probably just a bad translation, but still. Why did you ask the guy who just woke up? Alright, you two can go drink and we'll move on ahead. Anyway, yeah, now that we've done that, you can just go back to the castle and boot those two out. Alright, moment of truth. And we did it! We beat the... rapids. Alright, well, that took ages, but we're finally here in Lucan's Hermitage. Hey, you sell medicine? Do you have any needles for sale? I think I need a few of those. I'm tired of helping people and saving lives. It sucks. Actually, to be fair, he does kind of deserve his retirement. He's old. Yeah, that would be inconvenient for... oh, shit. So, like, why does everybody but Mir's father have a dragon? All 5 generals have their own dragon, except Tio. That's just distinctly unfair. Oh yeah, and also we might want to attack the general since he's right here. You know, if we just defeated him now, we'd be good. Like, come on, everybody gang up on him. Is it because of Gen and Commandal? Is it because they're just that bad we don't want to take him on? We could beat Miluk right here and now. I mean, he's got a dragon, but we can take him on. Yeah, so we should beat up Miluk. Oh, you're gonna do that? Well, we're gonna stop you, since you're standing right there, in front of us. No, you're not, because we're going to stop you any second now. Victor Flick, come on. Oh, wow, yeah, way to just be rude to Quanda, jeez. Quanda was possessed, but he's not possessed anymore, so I hate him as a working buddy. Oh, and there goes Milk. Okay, well, we fucked up. Good job, team. We, really saved the day there. Yeah, you don't say, Flick. You don't fucking say. Alright, well, I guess we'll do what we normally do when we don't know what to do. Ask Matthew to get us out of this predicament. So, next time on Suikoden, we're gonna open this chest and take some paint. Anyway, yeah, next time on Suikoden, maybe we'll figure out how to undo our blunder. That'd be nice.